Welcome to HIP, Health is Platinum segment. This is a healthcare segment which is by Consumers Doctor on the behalf of Foremost Organization. Today's topic is self-care. Self-care. This healthcare segment from the so-called customer-based healthcare or consumer-based healthcare, this is more about personal responsibility, folks. This segment focuses on your healthcare and how do we address. We talk about issues related to the body and mind. So self-care is which we normally don't pay attention to. So let's talk about self-care. 12 ways to take better care of yourself. If you're exhausted, uninspired, and you're unwell, this is for you, folks. This is for you. This is for you. So let's see what is self-care. It is so important to make sure that you take care of your body, mind, and soul every day, not just when you get sick. Not just when you get sick. How to eat right, how to reduce stress, and exercise regularly. Your lifestyle, you need to schedule exercise on a regular basis and take time out for exercise. And you need to touch several aspects of the self-care so you can stay healthy, happy, and resilient. That's the focus of this segment, folks. Yesterday we talked about routine log from Vidya Reddy. That was an interesting topic. Today's topic is almost similar, but is slightly different from yesterday's segment. Let's see, why do we often fail at self-care? You all know that. Practicing self-care is not easy. It is not easy, folks. Most of us are crazy busy, have stressful jobs, and too consumed with technology to take time for ourselves. There are too many distractions in today's so-called materialistic world. There's too many distractions. Me time is usually last in the agenda, folks. Me time is usually last in the agenda. Worse is, we can sometimes feel guilty about the time required to take care of ourselves. We feel guilty we are not taking care of ourselves. You need to outsmart your smartphone and consciously you need to find time to have happiness, balance, and connection to your family and friends. Family and friends. How do we engage in self-care? You may ask. Fortunately, there are many things you can do to engage in self-care. No matter which approach you choose, the goal is to figure out which self-care strategies work best for you. Learn how to these strategies and implement them in your regular routine, like a routine log we talked about yesterday. You can boost your well-being not only for today and forever by following the simple facts on a regular basis. So here are the 12 ways to get started on your self-care. Number one, sleep. Make sleep a part of your self-care routine. It's very important. Sleep can have a huge impact on you feel both emotionally and physically. I'm not sure if you know that a lot of people, especially women, have sleep problems. That then when you are not able to sleep properly because of maybe several things, because of lack of exercise, because you're stressed out, whatever the reason may be, the stress and other distractions can wreak havoc on your sleep. In general, I notice men sleep better than women. You know why? Because men are physically doing stuff to tire themselves out, whereas women are mentally stressed out. They're not doing too much physically. So sleep is an important factor. Reducing stress is also the key. So as I said in the yesterday's routine log, 6 hours of sleep is balanced. Even 4 to 6 hours is balanced. When you reduce your sleeping time, you will have a deep sleep, which is very important. Your deep sleep, and rest of the time, if you're sleeping too much, you're not basically deep sleep segment. Nowadays, you have gadgets. You can monitor your deep sleep and you know and light sleep, things like that. There are gadgets you can monitor. So deep sleep you have to focus on. Stay away from caffeine and sugar, which keeps you awake. There are a lot of things. And stress, we all know that. Work-related stress is more, affects your mind than your body. You know this, when you get stressed out, the only way you can counter your stress by exercise. When you do physical exercise, your stress on your mind is smoothens. So physical exercise is important. I'm not sure how many of you is called REM sleep, and REM is called rapid eye movement sleep, and non-REM is non-rapid eye movement sleep. So basically, when you focus on your sleep, you need to have a good REM sleep. And you need to avoid the distractions. What is number two after the sleep? Is your gut. Take care of yourself by taking care of your gut. Your gut health can have a significant impact on your health, well-being, and vitality. Good food, nutritious food with obviously focusing on macro and micro, as we talked about yesterday in the routine log. Macro is like carb, proteins, and whereas micro is like, but you need to lower your carb and a rich protein. There are vegetable protein, folks. You need to focus on that. And also micro elements like, vitamin D, vitamin E, and multivitamins. Most of them you can have it naturally by having lot of vegetables, which also increases your fiber in your diet. So you need to have a balanced diet, folks. You need to have a balanced diet. And you need to figure out what is balanced diet, and you need to keep away from, certain things which is not good for your health. So we can go into detail about the diet part. Third one is exercise. As I mentioned earlier, you really need to do an exercise which you can raise your heart rate to 120 for 20 minutes. Daily exercise can help you physically, mentally, boosting your mood, reducing your stress, anxiety. If you have 20 minutes, you can go on a treadmill, raise your heart rate to 120 for 20 minutes, folks, if you don't have much time. But ideally, you should be doing not only cardiovascular exercise, simple walking, folks. Walking, brisk walking is as good as you're running on a treadmill. So there are ways to do it depending on your age, your limitations. So you need to focus on what is cardiovascular. If you want to do cardiovascular, or if you want to do just brisk walking, is a good exercise. There is no doubt about it. You can do it at home or in a gym, or you can do other things like tennis, yoga, but do it in a scheduled way, earlier in the morning. Generally, I advise people to wake up earlier. Earlier the better. If you can wake up at 5, if you sleep around 11, you should be able to wake up at even 10 or 11. After 6 hours of sleep, you should be able to wake up at 5. Focus on meditation, yoga, cardiovascular exercise. That's the best time to do it, folks. And number 4, eat right for the self-care. Basically, eating right can help you prevent short-term memory loss, inflammation, and it can also has long-term effects on your brain and the rest of the body. Exercise is good for your brain, folks. It's simple as that. Sometimes as amazing self-care foods are like fatty fish, blueberries, nuts, raw nuts, again, raw nuts, green leafy vegetables, broccoli, things like that. There are a lot of, and today's, with people are growing their own vegetables at home with aquaponics, folks. I love the aquaponics principle. You can grow your own vegetables and pluck it and have it without any, you don't even have to wash because they are organic, they're clean right at home. There is no, it's so neat to do it. I wish I could do that. And it's just very simple. You guys need to look into the aquaponics, which is an ideal way to grow vegetables at home. Grow your own vegetables. And number 5, say no to others and say yes to self-care. Well, saying no to others is really hard. It's really hard. You're obligated to say yes to others most of the time. However, if you're stressed out and overworked, saying yes to the loved ones or coworkers can lead to your burnout. So you really need to say how to say no. Can lead to your burnout, anxiety, and irritability. So you need to focus on yourself, and you should be able to say no sometimes when you really need to take care of yourself. So when you do that, you will have more time to take care of yourself by saying no at the right time. And number 6, self-care trip can be a huge difference in life. When you're especially stressed out, getting away from the weekend every now and then can help you disconnect. So these are the trips for the self-care. When you go on a trip, you disconnect, relax, and rejuvenate it by taking few trips, getaways. That's the best way to put it. Getaways. These self-care trips don't have to be costly. Simple drive to the next town over, see the sights, go camping. Veer away from the normal schedule. That's what I mean. Veer away from the normal schedule and take time to do something just for yourself. That's what I mean. Just for yourself. And number 7, take a self-care break by getting outside. We talked about in routine log yesterday. Outside can help you reduce stress, lower your blood pressure, can be mindful. Even when you just go for a walk, it can be a mindful walk. Studies have shown just getting outside reduces the fatigue and making it a great way to overcome sometimes symptoms of depression or a burnout. Especially expose yourself to sun, which is good for you. So gardening, hiking, walking, and even sun exposure gives you more energy. So those are the simple things you need to take a break and do it. What is number 8? Pet. Having a pet, having a loved ones at home is the same. Pet can boost, or the loved ones can boost your so-called, I was telling you about dopamine levels in the brain. It makes you makes you feel good. And if we have a pet, it gives you unconditional love, folks. Unconditional love for our self-care. Dogs especially can help reduce stress and feeling of anxiety. It can reduce the feeling of anxiety and can lower your blood pressure. In fact, many people who suffer from disorders like PTSD have benefited working daily with animals, which is why service dogs have become so helpful to these individuals, especially when a person is suffering from PTSD. And number 9, take care of yourself being a little more organized. That's very important. It's easier said than done, folks. Most of the people are not organized, as I see it. But you need to be organized. It is the first step of becoming healthier when you get organized. It allows you to figure out exactly what you need to do to take care of better yourself. Yes. And small change, A small change like having a planner, a calendar on a fridge can help you a long way. At the same time, keeping your life a little bit more organized by having something, a planner on the fridge, something which you can follow through on it. You can also create an area to keep keys, purses and backups and briefcases, coats. Your stuff need to be a little more organized. That way, that itself tells you that you are taking care of yourself, not just having a planner, even things around you. You can organize yourself. That will help and boost your energy. Number 10. Well, this is for women or men. It doesn't matter. Man, woman, taking care of yourself by doing things which you like the most. Create a hobby. Cooking. Even men are getting into hobbies like cooking and anything which makes you feel good by cooking is the best way to relax. Some people do cooking just to relax themselves. And focusing on nutrients and calories. Even once a week, make a healthy meal for yourself and for your whole family. You need to do that. And that hobby itself, you also have to be a little more organized. And you can even look into a mail delivery service or a meal kit that can help you to get started. So either way, you need to plan it and have more time for yourself. What is number 11? Read a book for self-care. Turn off all these gadgets. Just turn it off, all these distractions. Read a book, and that helps you to unwind. Take away all those distractions like phones and TVs and the newspapers, and get some books on self-care. You can learn more about how to take care of yourself while you're taking care of few things, being more organized. You can slow down. You can slow down. Not only it helps you to improve your mood, it can also helps you to stay present rather than, dreaming about the past, dreaming about the future. Be present, be mindful. That is so important. Mindful, when you're reading a book, you're more mindful of reading. So that does help. And number 12, last but not the least, schedule your self-care time and guard that time with everything you have. Self-care time. You need to have it. You need to have schedule for yourself. You need to know how to schedule for your self-care time by being a little more organized. And it keeps you more grounded. And it helps you get more connected and relaxed. So these are the ways, folks. There are a lot of ways to self-care. Take care of yourself and focusing on your health, mind, body, and your soul. And your soul. Very important, folks. Very important. You need to have a time away from your busy schedule for yourself. No matter how busy you are, no matter how much stressed out at work, you need to have time for yourself. It doesn't matter if it's a 30 minutes, 1 hour. At least you need to be a little more organized. That'll take you a long way. Folks, thanks for listening. This is Foremost Organization and giving you the health tips. And this is Consumers Doctor. We will see you in the next healthcare HIP. Health is platinum. Thank you, guys. Salute.